As usual, we're up before the sun. The cocks are out crowing now, so we know things have begun here in Tobago. This Tobago Thursday edition coming to you live from the Sister Isle. I'm Will here, and I'm joined by my good friend at this point, Atiba Deleon, the Vice President of the Tobago October Carnival Association. Because as you guys know, Tobago Carnival will officially be launched on Friday. We're going to be carrying that at 7 p.m. on TTT, and so it is important that we talk to the man at the helm, or at least part of the team. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
We had to check in because the theme, or the overarching theme for Tobago Carnival, talks about the release, the revelry, and we kind of revisited with the Heritage Month, the past almost, so that it is time for the revelry. Tobago Carnival itself. Let's talk bands, let's talk band launch. What sorts of numbers are we looking at this year, Tiba?
This year so far, our aim is to try to double the numbers of last year. Right? Thus far, the response has been amazing. Right? The bands are gearing up. Some have launched, some are about to launch, and the numbers we have in, or we expecting this year, we're looking to double that of last year.
Last year was how many exactly?
Last year we had, how much the secretary said? I think like for the week we had like 30,000. We want to double that.
So we sink in Tobago a little bit in terms of number of patrons, because if 60,000 people come in, no resurrection. But in terms of numbers of bands, how many did we have last year for on the road?
Last year for the Juve we had like 17, and for the Pretty Mass we had 11 bands.
Right, I remember we were in the double digits for both of them.
But this year we actually cutting down the numbers.
Okay.
So this year what we as an organization geared towards is more collaboration and so forth with bands. So you will find like 3 bands coming together to make one. You know, last year we introduced a cluster system, and out of that we was able to forge some partnerships, right? Which actually bring down the numbers, but it will bring down the number of bands, but increase the number of patrons and bands.
Right. What about the patron experience itself? When we talk about clusters, when we talk about patrons, part of the experience is that goodie bag, is the exclusivity that a particular mass brand might bring in comparison to another. So how are the clusters impacting the individual experience?
Right. So what the cluster system kind of forged was organic relationships, where like-minded persons who have similar ideas, similar concepts, similar beliefs came together to make one. Right? It wasn't forced, it was something organic. So as a result, the experience is, I believe it should be organic. For this year, we are looking what Tobago offers, and what we try to pride ourselves on is that it's a safe carnival. The safety is important. You could come. It have some bands don't even need rope men, because nobody's going into your band, nobody's intruding. The onlookers will look. You don't have to worry about nobody badgering the masqueraders.
Right.
So that is one of the things that we try to pride ourselves on the island.
I can talk from experience, because I had to get a little Tobago action in the carnival last year, and it really was that. I didn't at any point feel unsafe as a petite woman on the road. So I totally get that, and it means that then what you're telling me is that we can still expect all those goodies and all those trinkets still, just depending on which band you're in.
Depend on which band you're with. Every band presents something unique and different. This year I could safely say this year is one of the better years for the mass, because we have some unique diversity in the bands. So there is not like, there are a number of bands that are not repetitive, I should say.
Right.
In terms of costuming, in terms of experience, in terms of their overall ideology. So we have a big, diverse
a lot to be proud of. A lot to be proud of. They say third time's the charm, and the expectations were high, because the first year was positive responses, the second was better. So it should be growth. But in terms of the association's involvement in assisting that growth, tell me a little bit as to what role you all play towards helping those bands make the third time the charm.
Right. So same with the cluster system, that is one. But what we try to do with the bands is, because some of the band leaders in the past did carnival out of love, out of a hobby. It's something that they enjoy doing. They are very crafty. and so on. But what we as an association more or less try to forge is making sure that those bands are self-sustainable. They are they are very efficient. They are at a point where they understand the business aspect of the carnival, and in understanding that business aspect, they could also bring something unique that we are not competing amongst each other because there is a space for everyone. So it's kind of understanding that professionalism that we could all be friends, we could all be good, we don't have to be against each other, and we know that every band have a unique demographic.
I love that unification because stronger together, right?
Yes, we are.
Let's talk a little bit about the economics of things, do, because as you said, persons have delivered bands out of the love for carnival. But at the end of the day, there are overheads, there's profit to be made. How are we looking going into this third year?
Into this study, I think we're in a better place because, as you say, third time's the charm, and that is because a lot of bands now have the experience of how they're managing their finances. One, but also we understand that any business you do, you know, you're going that first 3 to 5 years is a kind of hardship style, and you know you have to kind of be able to weather the storm. But for we as an organization, we just want to make sure that our persons and our masqueraders, that they know that they have support, whether it be we lobby for some assistance like last year. We were able to lobby with the Tobago House of Assembly, work together, have a great relationship with the House of Assembly, and be able to bring some subsidies to the mass band so that it could kind of how to cushion that impact, right? And also get masqueraders to buy in at the same time. So it's not a direct handout, but it's a kind of you earn as you put in that work. You know?
Right. Does that continue into this year, though?
We are ongoing conversations with the Tobago House of Assembly, but we expect it to happen this year, and in a more unique and bigger and better way.
All right, big things are going. I'm looking forward to the season itself, but overall, as a head of the association, what are you looking forward to most for this October?
I'm looking forward to seeing the unique diversity. I'm looking forward to watching all the bands on the road, seeing the masqueraders, and masqueraders could now, I think from this year moving forward, could now align themselves to a band. I think for the past 2 years, you know, you're more or less feeling out, but I think this year moving forward, I'm looking forward to seeing masqueraders align to a band based on what they offer and also what each band represents, right? So I might be a little bougie and I may not want to go with band X, but band Y might be my cup of tea. And it's more or less those things. And then on the road, I am eager to see how some of the bands that I've already spoken to, I want to see how they execute on it because they have a lot of good ideas this year. So that is my big thing right there. Just seeing that on that road. I love to see that waterfront.
Yeah, that is quite the experience. The visual, the everything is immaculate. But see, but that means you're going to be in costume then?
Yes. Yes. Apart from being in the organization, I also lead a band, right? And we are on the road this year again.
All right. Well, that means you might have some little tidbits you could tell me more about, maybe some costume collection and giveaways in the near future. I mean, the launch is going to have giveaways, wouldn't it?
Right. Well, John, all the bands you're speaking about.
I'm asking.
Right,
people want to know.
Thus far, we are seeing some innovative way of costume collection that are being planned by multiple bands. I can't let it out yet, but we know that there are some unique ways where it be locations, it be the Tobago hospitality, as we just put it. Those merging of elements is something that is yet to be whole and unfold, and I'm waiting and anxiously awaiting that.
Atiba, we're only giving we a little and not giving us all, but that means that we need to experience it.
Yes, because I don't want to let out the band's secret. You know, they have their way of rolling out how they're going to do their thing.
Fair.
And in this Tobago space, I mean, anybody who comes to Tobago to know it's love, is unity, is mannerism, is customer service, is a bunch of stuff, and you're going to get that.
Beautiful.
I assure the masqueraders that are coming that these are the elements that they will receive regardless of the band they play with,
Right.
right? And maintaining that across the board is very important for us as an organization.
Well, we're going to experience that pretty soon. So best of luck in the upcoming carnival and, of course, towards the launch this week. But for now, guys, we are going to take a break. Don't worry. Come back. The Tobago action continues here on the Now Morning Show, your Tobago Thursday edition in Tobago.